Okay, so I'm just going to do a channel message from God. Everything that I get comes from your highest self, your highest sovereignty. It's like it's a race to who gets the crown. Like, who's the queen? Like, it's a race to figure out who the queen is. That's what I feel like. It's a battle to figure out who gets the crown of the queen. Maybe somebody's gonna be crowned here. I don't know. I feel like somebody's gonna be crowned here. Somebody's been doing a lot of research and they're resurfacing. I'm hearing Joseph. Hearing Joseph.
Protecting the brand.
Protecting the brand. Protecting the brand. So they turned that up as they came by me. So it's a protecting what God wants. I feel like somebody's being crowned to protect what God wants, if that makes sense. Like they're protecting what it is that God wants them to do. Somebody's protecting a crown here, a crown chakra. Protecting the crown. Somebody's protecting the crown. So that truck says CR England. So crown, I got the queen. So, and I look over, it's like a race to the crown here. Could be a battle about the queen here. Something battling. I don't know. Take it as you will. It's some type of protection happening. Some type of protection happening to the crown. And I'm asked to get the Bible, and I'm just going to open it and see what God needs to tell you guys. So, okay, I turn to Job. This is chapter 5, verses 15 through 27, and I'm asked to read what I have, like, I'm going to show it to you, like, what I have done off. He rescues the poor from the cutting of cords of the strong, and rescues them from the clutches of the powerful. And so the last poor have hope, and snapping jaws of the wicked are shut. But consider the joy of corrected by God. Consider the joy of those corrected by God. Do not despise the discipline of the Almighty when you sin. For those he wounds, he also bandages. He strikes, but his hands also heals. From 6 disasters he will rescue you. Even in the 7th he will keep you from evil. He will save you from death in the time of famine. From the power of the sword in the time of war. You will be safe from slander and have no fear when destruction comes. I'm also hearing tests. We're being tested right now as we move forward into the new energetic society. That's what I'm going to call it, the new energetic society. There's going to be tests thrown at you. Like, I've been trying to quit smoking for the last month. And I did pretty good for about a month. And then I got a cigarette. And then I got a whole pack of cigarettes. And I smoked all of them but 3. I threw 3 away. Then I did all day good I did yesterday. Today I've had 2 cigarettes. So and I said I was gonna quit. So once you're vibrating higher and you're evolving more into God's space, you're going to be moving away from addictions. And as you're moving away from these addictions, there's going to be tests sent to you. Even the devil tested Job. Like, God sent the devil to take everything away from Job to see if Job would stay loyal to his father, to see if Job would stay loyal to God. And he did. And in the end, he got everything back. So you are going through a lot of tests right now, but know that God has your back through these tests, through these fights. He is protecting your crown. God is protecting your crown. That's what I feel like. It's a race to get the crown, but God is protecting your crown. Like, your crown cannot be given to somebody else. So if somebody is trying to give your destiny away to somebody else, your crown, your place in the divine kingdom is secure no matter what, because God gave you that status. He gave you that stature, if that makes sense. He sewed that part of you together. Does that make sense? So I'm seeing like a sewing kit and like sutures. I'm seeing sutures here. I don't know. Take that as you will. But God gave you that divine part of you, so they can't take it away. They can try, they can pray to God, but God blessed you with your own crown. Each and every single one of us has a crown, And I also been seeing like royalty, royal family. Each and every single one of us is royal. Each and every single one of us came from Adam and Eve in the beginning. When God closed down the world to this last time, when he flooded it all out, each and every single one of us came from Noah. So each and every single one of us have royal blood. Every blood on this earth is royal. Every blood on this earth is meant to serve a purpose, whether it be dark, whether it be light, because once you serve that purpose, you are showing what is right and what is wrong. Whether you're here as a dark being to show other dark beings that you're not supposed to be doing dark, or if you're a light being trying to transform a dark being, or it doesn't matter. Everything that you go through is a purpose of God. It is God's purpose, and it is God's plan for you to understand a higher calling for yourself. Does that make sense? So say that you took a turn, okay? You was walking the straight and narrow, and you took a turn to the right. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me go down this forbidden dark. Everybody likes the little dark sidewalks, you know what I'm saying? Everybody loves the little dark sidewalks. So you took this, you curved off and you went down this dark sidewalk because it's mysterious. You didn't know what's down there. But God put that path in your way to see how you would react, to see how you would do. So even though you took a side curve and you walked down the dark aisle, that dark aisle is still going to lead you to the light, because that dark aisle is full of lessons. Does that make sense? I'm also seeing torture chamber, or hearing torture chamber. Right now I can't see, but I'm hearing torture chamber. So it's kind of like this dark aisle. It still leads to a light, even though it's a torture chamber while you're walking down that aisle, because you don't know what's in that dark. You don't know what's going to jump out at you. So you're terrified on the inside, but you know God's meant for you to walk down this dark alley for a reason, or he wouldn't have placed it in your way, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? But as you're walking down that dark alley, you're learning lessons. You're learning what to do, what not to do, what works, what does not work. Does that make sense? So at the end of this dark alley, you see a bright light, and God is standing there, and he is congratulating you. Yes, I took you down this dark tunnel, just like Job. Job got taken down this dark tunnel. God sent Satan to deceive Job, to take everything away from Job, to send Job down the dark alley, to send Job down the dark tunnel. But in the end, Job stayed faithful to God. So God gave Job that light after he was tested, and he was sent down. His kids were killed. His crops died. His cattle died. Everything around him died. And to me, that would be sending me down a dark tunnel. That would be torture for me. But at the end of that dark tunnel, there's always a light. So if you're going through darkness, if you're going through pain, if everything is getting ripped away from you, know that this is a test from God to see if you're going to stay faithful to God. I did a video not too long ago. I don't even remember what it says, but the test of time. I knew a test of time was coming. I knew that a test of loyalty was coming. As long as you're standing in your structure, as long as you're standing faithful to God, as long as you're holding on to God in your heart, as long as you're holding on to God love. I see a butterfly. It's transformation. This dark tunnel brings you transformation. A second butterfly I've been seen today. So this transformation, this dark tunnel brings you transformation. It helps you see the light. It helps you move towards your destined calling. It helps you move towards your crown, so to speak. So I'm going to go. It says, he will save you from death and time and famine, and from the power of the sword and the war. You will be safe from slander. You'll have no fear when destruction comes. You will laugh at destruction and famine. Wild animals will not terrify you. You will be at peace with stones of field, and its wild animals will be at peace with you. You will know your home is safe. When you survey your possessions, nothing will be missing. You will have many children. Your descendants will be plentiful as grass. You will go to the great at a ripe old age, like a sheaf of grain harvested in a proper time. We have studied life and found all this is true. Listen to my counsel and apply it to yourself. If misery could be weighed and my troubles could be put on the scales, they would outweigh all the sins of the sea. That is why I spoke impulsively. For the Almighty has struck me down in these arrows. Their poison infected my spirits. God's terrors lined up against me. Don't I have the right to complain? Wild donkeys bray when they find no grass, and oxen bellow when they have no food. Don't people complain about the unsalted food? Does anyone want tasteless white of an egg? My appetite disappears when I look at it. I gag at the thought of eating it. Oh, that I might have my request, that God would grant me my desire. I wish he would crush me. I wish he would reach out his hand and kill me. As Job was walking down this dark tunnel, everything was being taken away from him. He wished for God to take his life. But in the end, God gave Job everything back. But he had to send Job down this dark tunnel. He had to make Job take the right and go through the dark so he could value everything that he had. And I'm not saying that he didn't value everything that he had, but he prayed for everybody else. And like he always was faithful to God. God gave him everything. God gave him the sun, the moon, the stars. Job was favored by God. Satan went to God and was like, I bet you if you take everything away from Job, he won't stay loyal to you. But Job did stay loyal to him. And in the end, Job received everything back. So stay loyal to your truth. Stay loyal to God. And change your ways. Change your ways. Form a new identity of yourself as you're going through this dark tunnel. Peace, y'all. Form a new identity of yourself.